This Blackholstice just doesn't feel so merry this year.
There's not enough Fluzorgian punch in the galaxy to get me in the spirit. You know what would make me feel better?
Anthony Atamanuik from What We Do in the Shadows?
Exactly.
Hey,
How you been since the election?
I personally, even though I actually feel quite liberated after the election, to be honest with you, I actually have given up on caring a lot about any of what's going on.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, we hear you.
So if you guys could do me a favor, dematerialize me, rematerialize me, but all I have to say is this statement, which is a very mature statement that an adult came up with. I don't like this earth. Get me out of here.
Gleep, get Anthony off this earth.
Dematerializing, rematerializing.
Ooh, whoa. That feels good.
Oh, whoops, something went wrong.
What the hell's happening? Where am I?
It seems that we've actually rematerialized you inside the brain, inside the worm, inside the brain of RFK Jr.
We really went down the wormhole of this worm situation.
Literally. Wow, this is crazy.
RFK Jr. on Capitol Hill this week.
That's my house.
Here's a guy that wants to focus on health. It's called Health and Human Services. Health, not sickness.
That was the mistake. If they'd only called it the Sickness and Human Services Department, then we would have been providing proper health care to people.
It's exactly what we ought to do. I ran the biggest hospital company.
That I resigned from in disgrace for overseeing the largest Medicare fraud scandal in history.
Yeah, he's like a huge Medicare fraudster. He's like, these old people just won't stay healthy enough for me to rip them off.
If you listen to what he says, he is pro-vaccine. What he wants is give you information so you can decide what you put into your body or your child's body.
It's a choose-your-own polio adventure.
Not that he wants to get rid of the vaccine. He actually wants to work on powdering a lot of diseases. And so you can chop them up and snort them. So he wants like a snortable polio, a snortable diphtheria. He's more against the needles because it makes sense that a guy who is a heroin junkie would have a prejudice towards needles. I mean, that's what the worm's saying. I
That's
don't
just
know.
what's in his mind.
Mr. Kennedy, do you want to revoke any vaccines?
What is that? No, thanks.
Mr. Kennedy, do you want to revoke any vaccines? How do you feel about the vaccine?
How do you feel about the vaccine?
He's ignoring her like a 4 a.m. nuzzy text.
Mr. Kennedy, what is your view on abortion?
Mr. Kennedy, what do you think about math? Good, bad, just all math as a concept.
Mr. Kennedy, are you pro-choice?
Mr. Kennedy, do you think the world is round? Thoughts, feels?
Mr. Kennedy, what's your views on American farming? What would you like to change?
What about gravity? Do you believe in gravity, Mr. Kennedy?
Mr. Kennedy, what's your priority for the first couple of days?
She couldn't even. She was like, for the first, I don't know, couple of days, hours.
I don't know.
First couple of days. Mr. Kennedy, have you seen that parrot that talks reassuringly to the dog on Instagram?
Interspecies friends, Mr. Kennedy. Is it an abomination or is it cute?
Mr. Kennedy, do you like gladiator movies?
Mr. Kennedy, do you still have that cricket you found on your sofa? By the way, I do want to say, being in the worm, that Kennedy did take that cricket and he has a little flap now above his ear, and he just shoves bugs in there. And the cricket's in here with the worm.
He's got a bug flap. I love it. That's
He's got a bug flap.
That's cool.
Do you support school mandates, Mr. Kennedy?
I would love, because he entered the building, I would love if he just walks out of the building. So he entered one way and he just walked out.
Just Abe Simpson out the door with the hat.
Mr. Kennedy, are you going to revoke any vaccine?
Even in a situation in which he answers yes, that's like, oh, that sucks. And in
Yeah.
a situation where he answers no, and then he just does it, it's like, but you said no.
Yeah,
Oh,
there's no taking his word for it.
who gives a shit?
What about the polio vaccine?
Well, I'm a big believer in it, and
I believe in it. I'm a daydream believer. I'm a big believer, and I'm a homecoming queen.
He's talking about it like it's Santa Claus.
Kind of a funny Christmas movie. People stop believing in the polio vaccine.
Yes.
They need to rally support for it.
It's a great Hallmark movie.
Yeah, they've all got to sort of gnarl enough.
Christmas in Polio Town.
It ends with everyone singing Polio Night.
Polio.
Polio.
No one sing it. We don't know it. We don't know what the wordplay is yet.
What about these drones? Do you believe they're from China surveilling America?
They certainly could be.
Just guessing.
Maria, we've admitted tens of thousands of Chinese nationals with our wide open border.
We've admitted Chinese people into the country, therefore it makes sense that they would fly drones.
All those Chinese migrants with their SUV-sized drones that they took across the border with them.
I will say that the worm sees what RFK Jr. sees. He definitely is of the mindset that this is not aliens, nor is it our own U.S. military, but that this is some sort of transformative quantum level experience. These are like what we would call angels.
Oh, right.
And these angels are coming to visit us to tell us truths.
Just in time for Christmas.
And it's funny because I'm in the part of his brain that has the Catholic latency in it.
Oh, the guilt quadrant.
Yeah.
Deep respect.
They do not want to talk about this in public. They don't want to answer questions about it. This is really weird, and it's getting weirder.
And believe me, I know weird. Have you ever seen me kiss my wife?
No! Oh, no!
There's nothing more alien than witnessing our beak lips make contact.
This is how you make AI people kiss when it like doesn't understand what kissing looks like.
Even worms are more intimate than this. Can I tell you, we're asexual, and I've gotten more physical with my own self when it was cut in half.
Oh, wow. You can see blue sky in between their lips.
There's a UFO in that space between them, actually.
God,
there are pure blue
is-
pixels in there. That is...
He hates her. The hate. You know that documentary where the guy dropped both his kids in the oil drums after he killed his wife? That's this guy.
That's this guy.
It's a Christmas.
That's this guy. For Christmas, he's going to drop her in an oil drum. In one of those big, like, refinery things.
Now, honey, I'm the big drummer boy.
The House tries hammering out a deal to fund a government spending bill. So you've got a bunch of Republicans who are angry at you. You know who also does not like this?
Everyone hates you.
Elon Musk, the world's richest man.
This unelected billionaire we've let control the White House.
The only way you're going to be able to pass it now, Mr. Speaker, is with Democrats.
Dun, dun, dun. What do you do? What do you do?
Well, I was communicating with Elon last night. Elon and Vivek and I are on a text chain together.
Oh, you loser.
What is the group chat name?
I think it's Bang Bros with a laughing emoji afterward.
I think it's Mike Johnson sucks with a eggplant emoji.
Vivek and I talked last night about almost midnight.
Then I had to tell my son.
Get it. He said, we understand you're in an impossible position. Remember, guys, we still have just a razor-thin margin of Republicans.
That margin is still smaller than the space between Josh Hawley's mouth and his wife's mouth.
We are setting up for Trump to come in with the America First agenda. That's what we're going to run with gusto.
With the very ethnic term gusto.
Some might say it's my forte.
Mucho.
ABC News agreed to pay a whopping $15 million to President Trump. Quote, ABC News and Georgie Stephanopoulos.
Georgie!
This is so bad that they did this.
Apparently, they caved because they had to release George Stephanopoulos' texts and emails, and so they were like, okay, no one can see those.
Well, yeah, because he's a little pig. He's a pig. Anyone from the Clinton era.
Texting James Carville links to Pornhub.
Carville's a pig, too.
Oh, he's a pig, all right. I seen quite a woman in my time down from the bayou all the way to Portland, Maine. And let me tell you, they can't resist the charm of James Carville. Everywhere I go, clamoring up my rugby shirt to plant a kiss on my bones.
Wait, what is this? Is this your one-man show?
Yeah, pretty impressive.
The defamation lawsuits, could you see moving that to other people with individual platforms, social media influencers, people that...
Or newspapers, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I do.
Just about anybody.
I think you have to do it.
Yeah, I do.
Because they're very dishonest.
I'll sue anybody.
We need a great media. We need a fair media.
With fair golden hair.
We need, it's very important. And we need borders. We need walls.
What?
But we need borders. And we need fair elections.
Walls, borders, media.
This is his signature weave.
You look at California, millions and millions of ballots were sent out. They're still counting the vote in California.
What are you complaining about? Can I tell you something? What the fuck are these people complaining about? They won everything. They got everything.
Yeah.
MSNBC has collapsed in upon itself. MSNBC is reaching a point at which light cannot escape it, and Maddow cannot escape it anymore. It's unbelievable, and yet they're still still whining and fucking complaining. Also, the worm's saying it has relatives, but in his anus.
Down under.
Yeah, they're Australian. They're Australian.
All right, well, we'll get you back into your human body and out of this worm body, unless you want to stay.
I want to stay in RFK's brain and find out what his policy positions are going to be for the first few days.
Mr. Worm, what do you think about alien abductions?
There's an interesting study that should be looking at our podcast. You can watch as Theo Von poses some interesting questions.
You got Theo Von down there? Oh, man.
Theo. Yeah, Theo Von's right next to me. Theo Von's right next to me, still wondering about why the Civil War was fought. You know, I love a bunch of white guys in their 30s who don't know about racism.
Oh my God.
I love the podcast world. Oh, well, I hope I didn't alienate any of your listeners.
That's the whole point. Hey Humies, thanks for tuning in. If you like the show, help us invade your planet by subscribing to our YouTube channel or drop us a comment. We really love those. If you really like the show, subscribe to our Patreon where we share some bonus content. All right, okay, gotta go. Bye!